Your automatic response to discomfort will be to run away from it and seek comfort immediately because you do not like something that is unfamiliar. As human beings, we love being comfortable. It's just the truth. And it's no surprise that we do not like accepting ugly truths. We'd rather lie to ourselves so as to avoid feeling shame or feeling guilty or actually accepting that we're not doing things that benefit us or we're not doing things that are in tune to us. And that's what we'll be talking about today. We'll be talking about cognitive dissonance. It's a psychological conflict that happens when your values and your beliefs do not match up with your actions. And most of the times, we rationalize and we justify those actions because we don't want to sit with the uncomfortable feelings. So over time, you might think that you're okay with something when you're actually not. If you actually seek the truth, from deep within you, you'll actually get to a conclusion that I actually don't believe in this. But because you are constantly avoiding the truth, you will think that you're okay with some things and you're not. Let's say you get to a point where you feel like your behavior in regards to drinking. And I know it's so normalized in Kenya. So please, if I'm hitting a nerve, but if it does not apply to you, just imagine that it's something that actually applies to you. It can be that you're tired of not living truly as yourself. Like, let's say you decided to take a career in corporate and that's not really your thing, and you'd like to be a creative or you'd like to be an entrepreneur. And I'm not telling you to quit your job without a plan. It can be that presenting yourself in a certain way, but that's not truly you. So it really depends on what it is that you feel. So let's say you've been drinking and you've gotten to a point where you feel like you're losing control and it's getting to a point where it's controlling you. But because you don't want to face the truth, you will try to say, but this is such normal behavior. And especially in Kenya, since drinking culture is so normalized, you'll be like, but I'm not as bad as this person. But this happens to so many people. This is normal. But just because something is normal does not mean you agree with it. And the point of this conflict, it's basically for you to come home to yourself because something within you is telling you that this is not what I want. This is not integral to who I actually am. But you don't want to listen, but you don't want to look in the mirror and actually admit that, well, I'm actually doing badly. You don't want to feel like the bad person in your story, even when you're the person who is causing harm to yourself. You don't want to admit that because if you admit that, then you're the villain in your story. And we don't feel such good feelings toward villains. You will start feeling shame, you'll start feeling guilt. And most of the times, you don't know how to move past that. And you do not know how to love yourself in that particular point. But there is a way of loving yourself, even when it's ugly. One thing that keeps us from accepting this truth is because, like most things, nothing happens overnight. And so, even when we admit that, yeah, this is a problem and this is not the person I want to be, this is not true to who I am, it will take time for you to get to live your truth. And this is why it's easier to be like, oh, everyone does it. It's not easy to look at yourself every day in the mirror and just see the damage that you've caused to yourself, and that will take a lot of time to correct. But I want you to take this step because you're the person who said you want to love yourself more. I want you to extend grace to yourself because you need to treat yourself with compassion. And for you to still think that you're worthy and you still deserve love, you still deserve everything that you want in life, it's important for you to be a home to yourself, that whenever anything happens, you can run to you. And this is one of those moments. Number two is actually being accountable because there is accountability in life. There is tough, even if you do not like it. And it's important for you to tell yourself, you know what, I can't excuse this anymore because I finally know the truth. Because, it's different when you don't know something, but then when you get to see it clearly for what it is, it's important for you to move in that truth and to be accountable so that you don't go back to rationalizing and saying that, well, everyone does it. Most people may do it, but it's not something that you want anymore. Something else that you can do is actually acknowledge the discomfort that you will feel on this journey, because suppressing those emotions will not help you. So it's better for you to process them depending on how you like processing. Journal about it and talk about how hard it is for you. Be truthful about it. If you do not acknowledge the discomfort and think that this will be a walk in the park, it will be easy for you to revert back to the comfortable place that you have been in. If you work out your emotions in the gym, that's fine. If you love kickboxing and hitting things, good for you. Go and release the frustration that you're feeling there so that you can continue with your journey. You're going to feel disappointment, sadness, anger towards yourself because you did not do it soon. But we are here right now. And it's really important for you to thank yourself throughout the journey. And in as much as you may be angry and you may be disappointed at yourself for not accepting it earlier, you have accepted it now. And that is you showing up for yourself. And you need to thank yourself for that. You need to acknowledge that you're putting in the work. I would also advise you to surround yourself with people who are on the same wavelength as you. So let's say you used to see like a certain content creator who fueled the belief you had at that time. But now, since you have accepted your beliefs have changed, you need to find someone else who actually believes the same as you right now so that you have reinforcements, so that you don't go back to excuses and rationalization. Whatever you listen to is very important. Words are extremely powerful. So if you need to do a cleanse on social media on who you listen to, please do so. You might meet someone who actually embodies what you believe and their actions actually match to those beliefs. And at first, you may not know why it rubs you the wrong way. That may be the reason, because they're actually living their truth instead of avoiding it. And one way of knowing that you're actually not okay with something is seeking validation from other people. So if you find that if someone does not do what you're doing, it might really strike a nerve with you because you feel like you're being judged and they're not giving you the validation that you want from them. Because if it's something you truly believe in, it might be hard to do it on your own, but it shouldn't be so hard to do it that if no one else is doing it with you, you feel personally attacked. So listen to that voice that has been silenced for a long time and finally act on it. And if you need help in doing that, go seek help from a therapist, or depending on what it is that you want to change and they're professionals in that space, seek help from them so that your journey is a bit easier. Until next time, bye.